because that originally came from Sister Act 2. When is it Sister Act 2? It is Sister Act 2. When Cheryl Lee Ralph is talking to Lauryn Hill, and she says that I don't want you. There are plenty of people on the street singing their shoulda, coulda, woulda. When I'm live, I feel really connected. There's an energy that happens when you're live, and it just for me it's like food. You know, I can feel people in the audience. I can if it's with an orchestra, I can feel the orchestra playing, and I'm the strange kid I have synesthesia, so I can see,
which is the colours, right?
So for me, that's a visceral, physical experience. So when I'm live, I'm actually like getting lots of information at once.
Are you seeing like purple, blue, green? Is that what you're seeing when you sing?
Yeah. Especially if I have an orchestra with me, I like there'll be a song and it will be like a wash with a color. It's very, sometimes it can be really intense, and so I have to switch my brain on so I can be in the song. Otherwise, I'll just it feels like a bodily experience. We ended up just completely broken down in tears. She's like, you don't know what you've done for a neurodivergent queer woman like myself who's just trying to figure it out. She's like, I had a terrible day today. I went to see the movie but I had like literally a few dollars in my purse, and that's the thing that lifted my spirits, and I felt really seen. That sentiment kept coming up throughout this entire tour. And that for me, I think, is the heart of this entire thing. That a piece like this, that a character like this can make people feel seen, and celebrate the difference in people. That I think has been the most amazing thing about all of this. When I come out on stage, the first thing I start singing is home, and my heart is beating out of my chest. My heart is beating out of my chest. But like, it's a weird combination of like absolute nervousness and calm all at once. And when we finally get to Defying Gravity, I felt really powerful. Mainly because I could see people, and you know, people who you wouldn't think to be who would be affected by it, but stars that you never thought you would meet. I'm a Janelle fan from Cindy Mayweather, like from right back to the Chase Suite. You know, I remember downloading that at my computer and being like, please, I love this so much. And usually, if I have a little bit of time, I make sure that I go into the school, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, because I'm vice president there, and I just like visiting and making sure that everything's good, and sometimes I teach there too. So I love it. I'm really passionate about it. And the entire thing I've co-written across all of them, but any vocal arrangement on this album is done from my head. I didn't write anything down.
It just comes out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, when I was making this album whilst we were doing the press tour and finishing off Wicked. Glutton for Punishment, I know it's insane, but I felt kind of creative at that same time. So I was making the album at the same time. And sort of towards the end of it, and whilst we were about to like embark on the press tour, I got a phone call from someone at Universal who said that there's this young girl who is terminally ill and she wants to watch the film. But she was like, I want to watch it because she knew what was happening to her. When she watched the movie, she sent this beautiful video of what she thought of it, what she liked. And she was this 3-minute video of like her just explaining her favorite bits and which characters she really enjoyed. And when I got the video, I sent her a video back to say thank you. So one day I'm on the way to the studio, on the way to write a song at the studio. And I don't know what I'm going to write about this today. I sort of didn't have an idea about what I wanted to say. And sort of as I get to the studio, I get this call. Grace would love to FaceTime with you. Okay, let's do it now. So go outside instead of going to the studio, sit down, and we're on the phone for 20 minutes, on FaceTime for 20 minutes and talking about everything. And then she's also really aware of what's happening to her. So she talks about what wings she wants as well, because she knows she's going to be an angel. And then I put the phone down. I go into the studio and I think, what do I want to write about? And I thought, what if I write something about the goodbyes that can feel untimely, but they still leave you with like a little bit of joy because of the person, and they leave you with something that you can pass on to someone else. So I thought, well, I'll write about that. And that's when Grace was written. And I called it Grace because her name was Grace. And I knew I wanted to leave those words at the end because I wanted everyone to have those words, to be left with those words. I feel you, and I love what you did. I love you. I wanted people to know that I'm human, that I've gone through heartbreak, sometimes caused heartbreak. I'm not perfect, and I'm trying to figure things out as well. I also wanted to share more of me as a queer woman in there as well. There are songs like She Said, there are songs like Play the Woman that have the word she in it instead of he, and on purpose, because I also want to let people know that I'm proud of that part of myself. I want to share that part of myself. And I think sometimes we don't hear it very often. I trust her ears. And that sounds like a really geeky, music-y thing, but when I talk about ears, it's like how a person hears music, and how astute a person's ears are when they hear things. And hers are particularly astute. She can hear everything. And so I trust her opinion and her sort of guidance on some things. I'll get an opinion on a certain song. I'll be like, what do you think about this? Do I need to put this in it? Can I take that out? There's one song that I didn't put on the album that she loves. And when she heard the whole album, she asked me about the song that she loves. She was like, there's this other song that went like this. Where is it? Is it coming out at some point? So it's made me for me, it didn't fit necessarily in the language of the album, but I know that I'm going to go back and work on that song.
Future duet with Ariana, maybe.
Maybe, could be.
I Forgive You as a title. Who are we forgiving?
People who have hurt us, and sometimes ourselves. That's why I wanted to call it that. I had an album title for it before, and it felt like I was forcing it and trying too hard. And I just thought, what am I actually, what's the overarching message in this? What are we trying to say? And the words I Forgive You came out, because I was like, oh, that I think is what we're always saying. For the heartbreaks, for the hearts we have broken, for the hard things we've had to say and the hard things we've had to hear. Acknowledge any hurt I cause as well in this. I think that's where they all came from, sort of celebrating being in love, celebrating sort of I love it because it's not about, and I love who I am right now, and I love who I'm growing to be. And I think that that section sort of was born out of that. It literally starts with a section that is called Until You Saw Me. And I loved writing these songs because some of them are sort of like lullabies almost. There's one that's called Be Okay that's just all vocals. And I loved it because I knew I wanted to write something that was just simple and sweet and kind of gentle, like all of the lovely things that you have with the person on a rainy day. The books we read together, the ever silent smiles, time passes by, the moon finds the sky. Nighttime can come, but it doesn't leave the light, makes all the shadows seem soft and polite. No rainy weekend, it's rainy with you. The sun will still shine in a little bedroom when you are near and the world is far away. As long as you're here, we'll be okay.